Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Super Bowl preview. Chiefs offense, 49ers defense, the matchup everybody cares about. Fired up to watch this. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, all the speed on the perimeter. 49ers defense, up front, back end, Sherman. All sorts of great matchups. I am fired up for this one. Let's dive into it. Welcome to the QB School. All right, if you dig this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, notifications, let you know when we put out new content, when we go live. We're going live soon before the Super Bowl. Fire it up. Also, in addition, if you haven't already, please think about joining in, get the memberships, the badges, the emojis, all sorts of good stuff for the chats, for the comments. Again, I really appreciate the support. Thank you again. And remember, subscribe, bell, subscribe, bell. All right, for this video, we're going to go back in time. Just like you would if you're in a quarterback room. If you're preparing for any game in the NFL, you're going to go back and watch your most recent matchup against this team, especially if it happened just last year. So we're going to go back to 2018, watch this week 3 matchup from the 49ers. I understand the 49ers are a lot better on defense, but there are some scheme elements that are going to be the same. They're going to see the same core elements of what they are defensively and offensively for the Chiefs are going to come about in this film. And we're going to show a few highlights of how I think the Chiefs will attack basically the cover 3 structure of the back end for the 49ers. I understand the front is different. I understand they're playing better on defense. But the Chiefs, what they are, the track team that they are on the perimeter and the best player on the planet playing quarterback for them is the same. And so we're going to look at how they beat them before and maybe some of the similar structures that we'll be able to see during the Super Bowl. And you'll be like, I remember it. Somebody told me about that. We're going to do it right here. Let's dive into the film. So the first play we're going to look at here is really just a cover 3 flood levels play, whatever we want to watch. Kelce, the number 2 right here, that little inside release is going to run a corner 7 route, whatever you want. It's a flood concept. They're trying to get 3 people into a cover 3 zone and attack that level of kind of what the play structure is. Well, watch Kelce here. He goes inside, and then we watching Sherman on the outside. Sherman's peeking. We see Sherman peeking right there. This is really important to attack the 49er defense. He's a peeker. This is cover 3 peeker. This is Darrelle Revis coming at you for not playing man-to-man coverage. You are peeking, folding inside on the number 2, but because he took an inside release, he's able to get the space. Patrick Mahomes puts it on him, doesn't lead him into that collision, and there it is, tackle. That is the structure that you attack cover 3 with those kind of bail corners. Now, we'll watch this a handful of times. We see them get the rocker with the shift or the motion. Easy cover 3, middle field closed. You know it's zone. Sherman's body language. You know Sherman ass to the sideline. Cover 3, bail corner. He is peeking the whole way. He's daring you to throw a post. Folding inside, bail technique. Now the number 2, Kelce here, and I'll just draw it up so we're all on the same page here. So we're going to get what essentially is a clear route most oftentimes. Although I think in this Super Bowl, they're going to throw this. He releases inside on the 7 or sail route or corner, excuse me, whatever you want. And then at some point, we're going to get this fake. And usually there's a number 3 option in the flat. So this is what I mean by levels. Now, people call this different things. I don't care what you call it. It's 3 people attacking the zone where there's only 2 people, a flat defender and a corner. This is how you beat cover 3. One of the ways you beat cover 3. And you take advantage of a guy who's a peeker. Now, I personally think this is a Super Bowl warning. This guy's going to want to make a play. He's going to peek like this. They're going to come out. He's going to run just like this, and then he's going to burst at like 20. They're going to come out, run the same thing, and Patrick Mahomes is going to pump this thing. Pump it at the 7. Sherman's going to stutter his feet, and he's going to throw this thing about 65 yards for a strike on the outside to probably not Hill, probably Watson or another track team member. But just paying attention, this is what, when you're watching film and you see a corner stutter like this, fold inside, if you come out, if Patrick Mahomes were to pump this thing right here, right there, instead of throw it, pump it, Sherman's out of position for that go if that guy's running hard. Now, he's running clear speed down here. What I mean by that is he's not going as fast as he can, I think. He's never looking back. That's a clear route. But that's a great way to beat cover 3. Now, they might come out and throw this again, but Sherman's watching the same film. They know exactly how you attack cover 3. It's no secret. Again, that's a beautiful throw. The thing I love about this throw, besides just the subtle movement in the pocket, is he throws it right at him. He doesn't lead him. He's wide open. You throw it right at him. You don't lead him into a collision with that peak corner. Really nice job. Again, easy way to attack cover 3 that everybody runs at every level of football. Right here's another way you attack cover 3. This is called NCAA, Yankee. It doesn't matter what you call it. This is a post and an over off play action. Now it helps to have an absolute cannon and just throw it up to a guy who's nicknamed the Cheetah to go up and make a ridiculous play on a great catch. Love catches where you get collision in the air before you come down. Look at that glare. Love it. So many good things. Patrick Mahomes just feeling it right now. They're rolling on offense early in the year, his first year starting. This is a big-time route here. Now, he's not running away from just some dude at the rec, right? Like, that's an NFL corner. He's separating. Lean on him, little nod post. Look at the free safety tripping over himself. Baseball turning, got no chance. Throw it up, give him a chance. Vertical hops, ups, whatever you want to call it. Great play, catch it on your face. Just a beautiful play on many different levels. But again, this is a way to attack cover 3. And we'll talk about it. I actually have a video up earlier put out, I want to say in like December, on invert replace. And what normally happens on here is, again, middle field closed, zone. Really easy to see. Now, you might think it's manned by that bump corner up top, but it's probably just a 3-by-1 adjustment. Come back, and it's just an over and a post. Now, he is fast enough, and they allow him to do this huge nod. You could technically call this almost like a Dino, but this is a big post. And then you just have an over. And that's really it. Now, there's a few different ways to play this. When this guy is a dude, and he's a dude right here, you probably want 2 people on it. So you're not going to do invert replays. But normally, oftentimes you would have this guy fall off, the middle field player come down and play the over. They would communicate this, because most oftentimes you're calling that to throw the over. This guy's usually almost like a clear post. Unless he just falls down, you rarely throw this thing. But because this guy is Hill and he's so fast and such a threat down the field, they basically double him here. Middle field player doesn't come off. He wouldn't have had the over. He just throws him open here. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is what happens when you can throw the ball 65 yards like you're playing long toss in the outfield. But again, you see the structure of it. Over, post, attack cover 3. Everyone will do this to any team that plays cover 3. You probably would have the over if you put that thing out on the NFL logo on the 25. But again, he's booting away from it. That's the thing about it. Like, not very many quarterbacks are going to boot away from the over. Andy Reid does, because Patrick Mahomes has the capacity to do it. Normally, you would boot to the over. Again, you see the Mike linebacker. He's turning, thinking the over's coming that way. All of a sudden, the over's going the other way. The linebacker right on the tip of the spear. And then this is just a ridiculous throw. Great catch. Those guys are special. It's a legit track team on the perimeter. I love Sherman's. Anytime you see a DB put their hands on their hips, you know you're playing well offensively. But this is special stuff. I love the scheme here. Love the fact that they're keeping wide receivers in to block, contain the edge. Tight end in. They're taking a shot. Nobody around him. Just so easy of a little flick. Go up, make a play. Great ball skills down the field. Look at Sherman. As soon as you see hands on the hip, yep, we got you, bro. Next time down here, come down. And then this is just Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes. There's no scheme here. There's no anything. I think the one thing that this does show me is it's going to be different this year. Bosa is going to be right there. Bosa's probably not going to let him do that. Bosa probably might even catch him. But this is just a ridiculous play. One of the early plays of Patrick Mahomes' first year starting, where I think everybody kind of opened their eyes and looked a little bit different and realized, we could have something really, really special on our hands with this guy. But this is just a great play. But I think the reason I put it in here, besides for the fact that he's not doing his pump up crazy dance that we've seen him do all year on the sideline every time we see him get a sack or something, defensive line pressure, is because now they have Bosa. Bosa playing on the right, on our left, the defense is right. Probably not going to jump inside, and probably will get him right there. Not going to run away from him. But this is a ridiculous throw. The smoothness, going full speed, ball in one hand, throwing an absolute seed strike. Just really nice. But the reason that I think that this is important, besides for the fact that you're showing off what Patrick Mahomes has the capacity to do, is the 49er defense is different now. Those front four are playing at a different level. They're not going to let him do that. I think they're going to, first of all, I don't think they're going to let him get outside, or try not to let him get outside. But right there, they might get him. It's not going to turn into him running away from people like this. This is not this year's 49er defense. And so when you see plays like this, to me, these are the type of plays like how else are they going to score? They're going to have to rely on other opportunities from just being able to run away from defensive ends. But those days are over. But it's a great job. It doesn't take anything away from this play. This play is magic. And it really set the league on fire. The next time down, this is another way that every team is going to attack cover 3. Every West Coast team is going to run some variation of this. This is just double stick nod. Stick nod, and it's off the middle field player. We'll watch it a handful of times. But pay attention to Patrick Mahomes' pump here. Whoop! He knows exactly what he's doing. They are paying attention to Hill in the red zone. Love everything about this play except this jumper. Way too much rim. Nasty. But the scheme, the execution from the quarterback position. So when we talk about stick nod, and I have a whole video I'll probably put on here as a card up in the right-hand corner. But this is just, if you come out and run stick, this is what stick looks like, double stick. Now you run stick nod, you put that little stick nod move on, and then you hit it up the seams. And really it just turns into like a delayed seam. I think down here they have a little wheel or out and up. Down here they probably have a flat or the same thing. But this, the essence of this play is 2 stick nods, and you play it just like 4 verticals, 2x2, 4 verticals. This guy can't be right. Now, if you got a dude here, which they do, he just comes back, gives it a big pump this way. This guy flies out of here, and you could punt this thing to the seam. They are going to attack the exact same structure. This is going to be something that's up. Some variation of this play is in the Super Bowl plan for the Chiefs. Whoop. I mean, he doesn't even need to run a nod up top. He could just backpedal into the end zone. Middle field player has no idea. Wide open. That is scheming people open. It's also great execution, but that's a really simple play you put in early in minicamp 1. Stick nod, but the quarterback execution. That's what I mean when people think like, he's not playing street ball back there. He is playing quarterback. This is elite quarterbacking. In the red zone, pump, shrug, come back, wide open, beautiful touch, really nice play. Great job. Love these red zone concepts because these are things that are going to come up immediately. Put this one in there because this is kind of an in vogue play across kind of college football, the NFL. You see him make a check right here. Pay attention to this check. I think he yelled racer on the TV copy. Doesn't matter what he called. This is an inside fade. I think the wide receiver looks over the wrong shoulder and just a quick slant. And the way that Patrick Mahomes processes this information, to me, he makes the audible thinking he's going to get the number 2 on a fade or quick corner. The way that he looks over, I think he looks over the wrong shoulder. But the way that they execute this is really in vogue. You saw LSU use it a handful of times in the really meaningful games for them. And it's a really simple way, again, not quite as fired up, a really simple way to take advantage of this double bump. He makes the adjustment right here because they got double bump in the red zone. We're going to throw a fade and a quick slant. So right here, we're going to get, I think it should be an inside fade. He ends up looking over this shoulder for some reason. And then up here, we're just going to get a quick slant. Now, it's great. This play is great versus double bump. But when he bails at the last second, Patrick's able to process the information so quickly, not hang on this. Excuse me. I would have probably hung on this thinking it's going to be a touchdown. And it might be a touchdown. But he processes the information so quickly, gets it to the underneath slant, and he gets the natural rub. The defenders collide each other. Watch the boop. So there's the play. But watch the defenders collide each other. Boop. And again, I think he looks 17, looks over the wrong shoulder. I think we want him looking over the inside shoulder, running to that back pylon. This is a really cool angle to be able to see this. But again, you make that audible thinking double bump. He bails off. Uh-oh, right on the slant. Quick. How fast he processed that information. Now, the other guy might score too, but Watson scores anyway. And this is just terrible tackling from the 49ers defense that, again, you don't see this year. I get it. It's a different year. But these are schemes. These are similar audibles. Again, double bump up top. Here comes the audible. Racer, racer. They communicate. You see the slot defender and middle field player communicating. That corner bails off right at the last second. Changes the read. Again, the read to me, inside fade, quick slant. He bails off. Now they're not on the same level. Right here, you got a great chance for same level. He bails off. Now this play is not quite as good because it's not double bump, but these guys end up colliding because they come here and we get this quick slant, miss 2 tackles, tug, easy. Love the execution in the red zone, but what I really love, obviously, the accuracy, the velocity, but the quick decision making. He makes an audible for one thing. They adjust. He says, I'll take what's there. Boop. Missed tackle, terrible angle, missed tackle, touch. So good. So many levels. Again, this is a first year starting. Now he's only at the end of year 2, really. But then again, we see the audible. Racer, whatever he says. Quick, they change. He adjusts. Boom. Now, I will say I don't love the fact that he bails a little to his left, especially with Bosa over there now. That Rhino is going to come right into his lap. Again, just little subtle things that will be different this game. But I'm telling you, he's getting the same thing in his quarterback meeting. Hey, can't bail. This guy's going to be a force on your side, on that side. You got to stay in the middle of the pocket, over the center. Even though it's a touchdown, there are elements to learn and get better and improve. Now, I'm fired up for this game. I think everyone's excited for this matchup, right? The Kansas City offense, 49ers defense, that front four for the 49ers defense. Are they going to be able to change the game? Are they going to win the game for the 49ers? Will it be that type of stalemate where it makes such a difference that the Chiefs just cannot operate, can't do what they normally do? Or can Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid kind of distill some of that kind of impact that they have on the game by doing screens, going horizontally, having some trick plays, making them run more than they're used to running, not allowing them to impact the game? And so it'll be fascinating for me. I think oftentimes when one in a Super Bowl or in a big game where you're so excited about one side of the ball against another side of the ball, I lose kind of the idea that oftentimes the game is usually won with the other matchup, meaning the 49ers offense, Kansas City Chiefs defense. But for this video, I think everyone's excited to see, what does the Chiefs offense do? What are they able to do down the field, that track team, that speed against the 49ers revamped defense, that front four? It's going to be fascinating. I'm fired up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks again. Have a good one. Today, Super Bowl preview. Chiefs 49ers defense. Sad face. Patrick Mahomes is probably the best player on the planet right now. Best player on the football. But the core elements of this, how you beat cover 3, how you might be able to take advantage of a player like Sherman down the field, all of those things are going to be really evident, really All right, for this video, I understand